Hey, welcome to another episode of the Blackout Tips podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
and we are live on a Tuesday, ready to do some podcasting. Find us everywhere you find podcasts. The official weapon of the show is folding chair, and the unofficial sport
bullet ball
and bullet ball extreme. I saw in the news today that D'Angelo passed.
Oh no,
he was 51 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, it says it was like a private battle with like pancreatic cancer.
Oh
which is
no,
one of those ones that can sneak up on people. But rest in peace. I saw people in the chat room, shouting out the fact that his son has now lost both his parents in less than a year because Angie Stone was his mom. And the son put out a statement about like keep me in your thoughts and all that stuff.
Yeah, but it's tough to lose one parent too,
right.
And there are people who've lost both of their parents, but to lose them like within a very short period of time has got to be extra hard.
Yeah, so I just wanted to shout out to that. I mean, everybody knows D'Angelo. I was actually a little surprised because I don't know why, because it doesn't make sense that this, now that I think about it, but I assumed D'Angelo was like black famous.
Yeah, I thought he was black famous
but
too.
He's won so many awards that doesn't make, like, I'm sure, obviously we're not the only people that are D'Angelo fans, but I don't know how in my mind I was like, oh yeah, it's like Frankie Beverly and Maze. Like I'm sure white people know them, but when Frankie Beverly passed, not every news source sent me the alert.
Yeah.
But D'Angelo passed, it was a lot of alerts from all kinds of People magazine and stuff.
He crossed over and he worked with a lot of famous people.
Yeah. So rest in peace to him. Do you have any banter?
I do.
All right. Well, let me pull up the banter music. Would have helped if I would have already been thinking about that, right? What am I doing?
We're professionals, y'all.
Right. I think I can find it from this source. I must gotta scroll down a little bit. Oh, is this? Yeah, found it. Okay. Do you have any banter? Talk to me. Do you have any banter? Talk to me. Do you have any banter? Banter? Do you have any banter?
I do.
Talk to me. Banter. Talk to me. Do you have any banter?
I do.
Banter.
I do.
All right, Karen.
My first banter, it's not a big thing, but I guess it's kind of big to me because as you get older, we talked about before, like little small luxury things you start purchasing, like you upgrade your toothbrush, you upgrade your toothpaste, little things that when you was younger you didn't think twice about. You were like, I just buy the cheapest shit and just keep it trucking. But as you get older and your priorities change and things like that, you start being like, you know what, I'm going to kind of quote unquote upgrade. So in our bathroom, we have regular standard sink, but I have been seeing online where you can kind of upgrade the sink and it's not expensive because faucets are expensive, and I was like, I'm not trying to replace no faucet and mess with no water, no shit like that. But I wanted to kind of upgrade the bathroom, for cleaning my face and things like that to make it easier. And so they have these attachments that you can put on your faucet. You kind of just unscrew the end and you attach it, and then water flows through it. But what it does, it extends, and you can turn it to the left, turn it to the right. So in your bathroom, I can keep the sink cleaner, and you can also take it and fold it up and point it towards your face. So when I'm washing my face, I'm not just taking my hand full of one, just smacking it across my face. Mm-hmm. This actually helps me kind of rinse my face, better and things like that. And so it's not a big thing, but I absolutely love that little thing. Because I was like, oh, this is what it's talking about. So it's kind of made, and you're already a candle burner bitch, so it just makes it feel like a spot. I got candles. I'm shooting water in my face and shit. I like it. And the little attachment is not that expensive. And also with the little attachment. It fits like most standardized sinks. So and I don't even think the thing costs $20. But I was like, you know what? Let's go. And like I said, it's not big, but it just, to me, it changed the feeling of the bathroom in there. You know, for me, you know, I feel fancy. And like I said, I know it's not an expensive thing, but all of a sudden you go from, you know, feeling water in hand splash in the face to, bitch, I can just put my face and just, you know, float the water around and shit. Hey, I like that thing. I was like, shit, I might put this in the other bathroom.
Okay. I don't have anything to add. That sounds pretty cool. I don't know how I'm gonna put it in the banter about a bathroom nozzle extension. I don't even know.
It goes on the faucet part.
On the faucet. Okay. Banter about the bathroom faucet.
Yes.
They'll really want to hear what that one. They'll be like, what is they talking about?
What the hell is she talking about? And so you say you don't have any?
Mm-mm.
Okay, and my next one, it was just I was listening to the songs you was playing before we started the show.
Yeah.
And so you was playing Come and Talk to Me from by Jodeci. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking, people don't do that no more. So would it be text and chat with me? Would it be...
Oh, yeah.
You know, cause people don't walk up to people and just randomly have conversations no more. The standards have changed. People think you creepy. People think something wrong with you. You know, or you the oddball if you actually just looking around and shit. Like the social skills and how people interact with each other have changed so much over the years.
Oh yeah, we kind of talked about this in the past. I think I did a banter that was about updating song lyrics, you know. So maybe it would change from like, can we talk to can we text?
Yeah.
You know? Or, you know, come and text with me, you know, or something like that instead of you know, let's hop on FaceTime, you know. I don't know if the kids are, maybe because R&B is not what it used to be. I don't know if the kids are putting those in the songs, but like the vibe is still the same, but you know, the means would be different. So why not just put that in the song? You know, maybe how's nobody made the FaceTime song, or if they did make it, why didn't it blow up? You know,
I have a valid question. That's it.
Okay. I did have a quick one. I forgot about this. It was just something I tweeted that was I thought was funny. They asked James Gunn about Lanterns, the next series coming out or something.
Green Lanterns?
Yeah, it's about the Green Lanterns.
Okay.
Lanterns. It's after Peacemaker, and it'll be on HBO Max for those of us that want to keep up with the DCU. And so I'll be watching it, but it was just funny because it was like a quote of him, and it was like, James Gunn says lanterns will be really important for setting up things in the DCU. And I was like, what was he supposed to say? Y'all can skip it?
Right?
The fuck? Like, he got a job. The job is to keep us watching these movies and TV shows.
Yes.
He can't be like, take it or leave it. It's going to be all right.
Right? It's going to be okay.
Like, hey, well, so would this story matter to the rest of the stories? Not really. Nah. This one really just kind of like on its own.
You don't have to watch it. I mean, if you got other things you'd rather be doing.
Yeah. I was like, I don't understand why that, like, that's not news. They said that the next one will be really important.
They all say that.
Yeah.
Regardless of if it's the truth or not, they have to say that.
Yeah. Like, a guy who gets paid when we watch what his stuff is says we should continue to watch. It's very important. All right, let's get into some I guess politics till we get mad.
I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black.
People have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, fool me once, shame on you, shame on you. Fool me, we can't get fooled again.
Tell you what, I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to bed.
Shout out to Charlotte Douglas International, our airport. Locally.
What's up?
You know, they dealing with the government shutdown and it's diverting flights. Well, our airport is refusing to display a video at its security checkpoints from Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, in which she blames Democrats for the federal government shutdown.
Because it ain't their fault.
Yeah.
Stop telling them lies.
Yeah. And I appreciate people taking a stand because it matters. You know, the truth still has to matter. What these people doing, just because they have the power doesn't mean they get to own reality. And I don't think people should be going along with these lies. They're lying to people, and then they're expecting the rest of us to go along, and it's gonna prolong things. It's not gonna help. The less goodwill they can be afforded amongst the populace, the better. We shouldn't be being like, well, if you're dumb enough to believe it, then I guess that's on you. Like, no, don't even help contribute to it.
Right. And that's actually very smart, because it's one of those things where Charlotte is a hub, which means Charlotte gets like a lot of connecting flights. It's like it's not the busiest, but it's one of the busiest, particularly on the West Coast. I mean, on the East Coast. And so too many people flying out airport for you to be spewing these lies about the things, that are happening and shit like that. And my thing is not trying to be funny. They're like, we're a goddamn airport. Like, our job is to be sure you get to where you're going in the safest manner possible. And y'all out here spewing lies.
All right.
Stop doing that. Stop telling lies, bro. Stop telling lies, bro. You heard what I just told you, right?
And, Charlotte Douglas International said in an email statement that North Carolina municipal law and the airport's policy for digital content do not permit the video. Charlotte is not alone in this decision, according to media reports. Airports serving large regions such as Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Seattle, and Portland are also declining to show the video. Meanwhile, in Raleigh-Durham, in the Triangle region, officials are reviewing the request to display Noem's video at its TSA checkpoint. Spokeswoman Stephanie Halco said in an email. So, yeah, I wonder what that means. A video currently airing at the security sites is operational messaging from the Department of Homeland Security. So they're not playing it right now. They're playing something they sent them about Real ID, but not this. So that maybe them reviewing it is their way of trying to slow roll and not do it.
Yeah. And the Real ID, okay, that's cool. You know what? Yeah, we got to the point you either got to have a Real ID or a passport. You ain't got that, you can't fly. Like, that's the standard shit that you need to be playing to keep people abreast of if they can get in the airport or not.
Yeah, not this partisan
right
bullshit. Donald Trump calls out Time magazine for the worst picture of all time after new cover story.
What happened?
They did a cover story of him, and they used this angle right here as the picture. You can see it's taken from underneath with the bright sun shine, which kind of you can see through his thinning hair. You can see his turkey neck. That's he looks almost bald. Like that's an aging man. That's a man who is only a couple years younger than Biden. Yeah. And it's interesting because it's from the titles it seems almost like it's going to be positive, his triumph. Now that could be, you could read the words in the article, it could be like, it could mean it's a bad thing, who knows. The leader Israel needed. So I don't know if that's Trump or if Ehud Barak wrote something different. I don't know. And How Gaza Heals. Those are the titles on the cover. But yeah, he of course did not find it flattering. Time magazine wrote a relatively good story about me, but the picture may be the worst of all time. They disappeared my hair and then had something floating on top of my head that looked like a floating crown, but an extremely small one. Really weird. I never liked taking pictures from underneath angles, but this is a super bad picture and deserves to be called out. What are they doing and why?
That's how you really look, dog. What are we doing here? Like, that's how you look.
A thing he's always understood is how much optics have to do with stuff. He's a reality TV show star. It's the reason he takes that mug shot that way. It's the reason he does a lot of scowling, not a lot of smiling. Because he photographs better looking scowling and trying to be serious and hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not surprised that he, once again, I'm not surprised that his vanity and the unseriousness of this White House led to, led to like this moment of him looking at a magazine cover. You think you'd be too busy being president to give a fuck about what the magazine cover looked like. You think you'd be more concerned with what the article said and what you were doing.
Right, and getting the government back up and running.
Yeah. The government's closed and your president's worried about how his hair looks on a magazine cover. Mm-hmm. Nothing's ever enough for these people. Mitt Romney reveals that he personally urged the Biden administration to preemptively pardon Donald Trump.
Why?
Yeah, there's this thing that happens where, because this is what happened with Nixon, I believe, is that he got impeached, and then the next president, instead of trying to be like, I'm gonna nail your balls to the wall for this, he preemptively pardoned him, and therefore he never faced any real consequences other than impeachment. But of course, no one had ever considered, what if we ever lived in a world so vulgarly polarized that one side would not comply with even impeaching?
Yep.
So then you would have to go through a legal system to try to find someone guilty of a crime, and you would not be able to say, well, we'll hold them accountable by keeping them out of power, and we trust that voters will be able to say no to this person because they're a criminal. No, now we don't live in that world. We live in a world where those things are not disqualifying from office.
Apparently not.
And so the only avenue to hold him accountable would have been some sort of legal thing. Mm-hmm. And he wanted Biden to pardon him. This is a man who spent every day targeting people who are innocent or who only just did their jobs. Mm-hmm. In office since he's been back in office this last like 9 months.
Mm-hmm. And he told us he was going to do it.
Yeah. So Mitt Romney, this is part of why he never was a real legitimate presidential guy.
No, he was not.
Because his instincts are just terrible. And they're terrible to both sides, meaning there's going to be very few liberal people who will go, I see what you're saying, Mittens, and that was a good move. Biden maybe should have did that. Very few people are going to say that. There's on the liberal side. Obviously, on the Republican side, they're like, why are you even speaking to the Biden administration?
Right.
And we still don't like you because you're not MAGA enough. So like, this won't ingratiate you with Trump and his allies. Mm-mm. They're going to still find you milquetoast. And so he's a man with no country, meaning he pleased nobody with this admission or whatever.
Nobody's satisfied.
Yeah. I called a member of the White House, one of the senior advisors to the President Biden, and I said, if the Justice Department decides to indict President Trump, I hope President Biden will immediately eliminate that and that he will provide a pardon immediately. Why? Number one, I don't want the anger and the hate and the vitriol. But number two, we just can't begin to be prosecuting political opponents. He said this to CNN's Dana Bash. Pardoning at that point would have been a way to make that very clear. What did they say back to you? They didn't do that, he said, smiling. Here's the thing, too, because I already know his thinking. He thinks you can appease Trump. And it's why Republicans in general have become his bitch.
Yep.
Because it's never enough.
No.
There's no amount of humiliation.
He's going to always want more. He's going to always demand more from you. Not only is he going to demand more from you, his whole thing is, I'm going to demand more from you, and I'm going to let everybody know that you're my bitch while I demand more from you.
Yeah, so he thinks, like a lot of Republicans think, well, if we just like are nice to Trump, he'll be nice to us. And instead, all it does is reward the meanness. His default is to be mean and cruel.
Yes.
He will either justify his meanness and cruelty with whatever actions you took, or he'll justify his meanness and cruelty anyway. Like,
yes, if not, just how he felt that when he woke up that morning.
And when you give him excuses and reasons and a bunch of this other stuff as if he's having reasonable responses, it enables him even more. And then the worst part is that Mitt Romney is participating in this weak ass is both sides shit. Because what he's
Yeah.
trying to say is he's implying that was a political targeting of Trump. Like, it wasn't that Trump broke those laws and deserved to try to overthrow our fucking government. It's like, everyone talks about January 6th. But honest to God, everyone needs to remember January 7th. Because January 7th, people were fucking scared.
Yes.
They were angry. And they were determined to never let this happen again. It should have been an inflection point. But half of our country was basically that gift of Homelander looking around, realizing the people are cheering for him, even though he just killed someone. Like, half of the country is like, oh, people not that mad. And now we've gotten to this point where there's like excuses and stuff over time. But I remember the day after, there weren't excuses. People were not cutting anything short. People stood up. People like, people that ended up being his bitch later were like, whoa, no. And then by the time it got to time to vote for, like, to sanction and impeach him, enough of that had eroded that people had shut the fuck up.
Right.
But that January 7th is the feeling, not January 6th, But yeah, it's just interesting because Mitt Romney, of course, is, I think, trying to pat himself on the back to be like, well, if Biden had not have done that, if he would have pardoned him preemptively, he wouldn't be going after James Comey and Letitia James. And
he done that regardless.
Exactly.
What are we doing here? What are you talking about, sir?
It's a complete misunderstanding of who Trump is and what he does, and possibly even a purposeful misunderstanding.
Of course. And still ain't nobody gonna like you. So what are we doing here?
Right. Let's see. I don't care about this one. Colombian president says U.S. military struck a Colombian boat and killed his citizens. The reason that matters is because they keep Donald Trump and them be claiming that it's Venezuelans.
Mm-hmm. They just shooting shit.
And let's say y'all think that these people are moving drugs. Let's say y'all think that's what's happening. When did that become instant death penalty from the military?
Only there's some form of investigation and all that type of shit, right?
There's a trial.
Yes.
What happened to arresting people?
Right.
And the way that they're displaying it, like, it's like one is a warning to is what they're like, because they always think everything's about punishment will make people not do any crimes. So if you kill people in this extrajudicial way, you're gonna make everyone say, I'm never selling drugs again. But two, it's clearly like this, it's content. Them murdering those people is content. Mm-hmm. Trump and those guys share it on the internet like someone would share a video, of them of a makeup tutorial or them doing a TikTok dance. Mm-hmm. It's content to them, murdering people. Because they want to be tough guys so bad. They want to be Department of War, even as they bitch and moan about not being selected for a Nobel Peace Prize. Even as this treaty that he supposedly, negotiated is falling apart on like day 3 or whatever the fuck, a week later or whatever. Cause like they like the idea of warmongering and shit like that. Mm-hmm. And they just tell you shit, and our media is so inept or corrupt or bought, who knows. They be reporting it like, well, Trump said this, so we're just gonna report they killed some drug dealers out of El Salvador. And then whenever they're actually asked, like, where's the evidence? It's like floating in the sea. You try to go out there and see it's some drugs. Like, that's not how this has ever worked.
Mm-mm. And you have people who actually do the investigations from these other countries and be like, hey, dog, y'all just killing folks and everybody, and they yada, yada, yada. And you be like, no, bitch, you are killing citizens that might just be out there. What are you doing?
And the reason it matters is the reason I'm pointing out that they've shifted into doing this extrajudicial shit with very little pushback is that the equivocation should not be over whether or not is not the right boat. Mm-hmm. Like, we can, like, that's why you don't do this, for the record.
Right.
Is that if it's not the right boat, you just killed a bunch of people. But also, in general, even if it's the right vote, this has never been
the way
you're supposed to do to prosecute this specific crime.
Right.
Like, just
who
cruel.
knows? They probably fired all the people whose job it was supposed to do the investigation and shit.
Right. And nothing's being done about it because the Republicans who have the majority will never vote or put up a vote to do anything to quell this man. No. They'll never tell this man to rein it in. They're so fucking scared of losing their own political power or them personally not being reelected or being ousted from the party the way they did McCain's daughter. Like, it's so it's just so unfortunate. Not McCain's daughter. I'm sorry. Vice President Cheney. They did Liz Cheney.
Liz Cheney, yes.
But yeah, it's just so fucking ridiculous to see this happen. And yeah, in a statement, that White House called the assertion baseless and said Colombia remained an essential strategic partner. Basically, don't listen to them. That's our friend. Shut up. Basically, y'all need to shut up.
Yeah, they out here telling the media the truth. Y'all are just killing people at random.
The president of Colombia says, "Hey, you killing our citizens," and they said, "Yeah, that's baseless. He's their essential partner. You just need to be quiet." And it's coming from his press secretary, who's just a mouthpiece for him. That's just nasty and rude to people.
Yes,
like, it's crazy. But I feel like this has become so normal. This is just another day. That story I'm reading is from 2 weeks ago because we took that time off. What's come of it? They'll blow up a boat tomorrow and no one's gonna change. No one's gonna do anything. No one in the military is gonna stop it because they got rid of the people that would stand up to
the checks and balances. They'll be like, "Hey, dog, stop this."
All your media can do is try to ask questions, and shout out to the media who did not. There's like a few major channels decided not to sign that pledge that they wanted them to sign, where you couldn't report on military stuff without the military's permission. So like Fox News was one of the people that did not sign, but I don't know. It's just such a little thing at this junction. I'm glad they're doing something, but like, it feels like we've lost so much of just what's supposed to be right and the truth.
How is that even legal? How can you go to the free media and say y'all not covering military shit and think it's gonna be all right?
They just
and
do
nobody's
stuff.
In the uproar.
That's what they just and the thing is, because I'm just looking at the math of it. Obviously, Democrats are in the uproar. Yes. Obvious, those of us on the left are in the uproar. There's only one power in this country that can check this man, and it's other Republicans, and they are too chicken shit to do it.
Right.
Like, they are so craving for power. They refuse to just have decency. They're the guy, and I hate to make this such graphic analogy, guys, but it just is the one that I keep coming to my head. But they're the guy who, when there's like some sort of sexual assault happening, they're like there and not stopping it. And that's their buddy. And they're going to give him a ride home after he's done what he's done. But when you see them in the cafeteria the next day to go, "What the fuck, bro?" They're going to be like, "That wasn't me. That's him. That's like, I didn't do anything." That's them right now.
But you allowed it to happen.
Trump's their drunk frat bro football player or whatever that sexually assaulted America. And then they're the guy who's also on the team in a varsity jacket, but just won't fucking. They're not gonna ever stand up either. I hate to, like I said, I wasn't trying to make that so graphic or whatever, but like that, I'm not complicit, but you are in a horrible fucking thing.
Yes, you are.
You're helping cover it up. You're helping enable the person. When we go, "Well, you gonna testify?" No. "Well, I'm gonna confront them." I'm not gonna be there. You're fucking cowards. That's all you are. So yeah. All right. Last thing. Cheryl Hines, wife of RFK Jr., went on The View.
Okay.
And Sunny Hostin, they had this exchange.
Respectfully, is that your husband is the least qualified Department of Health and Human Services head that we've had in history. I think that's a very dangerous.
Why is he less qualified than an economist?
I think
How is that
he
possible?
is less qualified.
He has spent his career studying toxins, studying people's health, fighting for one guy who was using Roundup for his job.
He has also spread a lot of misinformation, a lot of chaos, a lot of confusion, and I think it's just a very dangerous thing. I say it with the utmost respect.
Some of it's good and some of it's not. That's
Okay, a couple things happening here. One, if you ever thought Cheryl Hines wasn't complicit,
she is.
Right. Because the idea is always, because she's the quiet one politically, so the idea has always been like, oh, RFK Jr., he's embarrassing this woman, he's cheating on her. She's in for a penny and for a pound, right?
She stayed, yes.
Right. But it's not just she stayed, she supports him. Another thing, Sonny was being so kind and polite.
Yes.
I say this with the utmost respect. You have to be nice because they are going to play victim.
Yes.
Like, I don't even, like, after this exchange, I wouldn't be surprised Cheryl Hines somewhere post something about, being bullied or something.
She'd never go on the show again. Some shit.
Yeah,
like that.
just like, it's very rare that they are like, no, actually, we're the ones in charge and we're the ones deciding policy, and he isn't qualified, but fuck y'all. What are y'all gonna do about it? They're never like that. It's like, how can you say that? He's the least qualified.
He is, bitch.
He is the least. Well, he studied his life. If research is YouTube, if he went to YouTube University for his studying our health, then no, maybe not.
Is he even a doctor?
RFK Jr., let's see. Is RFK Jr. a doctor?
Because most of the time, not all the time, most of the time the people that have them jobs be some form of a doctor.
He is not a doctor, according to Rhode Island Current.
That makes sense.
But he will play one at HHS. The new secretary's statements about antidepressants are unfounded and dangerous. Yeah. So he's not even a doctor.
Right. Because what he's doing and the job he has, you need somebody with fucking expertise in that field.
Right. And so, yeah, he was an environmental lawyer. And she's trying to use that to be like, he stood up to a man who was using Roundup. Bitch, that doesn't mean he should be in charge of all of our health.
Right. He should be in charge of vaccines.
Right.
I say it with the utmost respect.
Some of it's good and some of it's...
And then that's the other part. That's the other part I had to
bullshit.
Say. Joy Behar and all the peacemakers, blessed may they be, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I don't want to
because
hear
that that's not, you're trying to, it's his wife, she's your buddy, she everyone's, she needs likability, she's an actress. Shut the fuck up and stay out of it if you're gonna come in there with that energy.
Yeah, just
Sonny's saying something grounded in fact that's real, and then you, Bill Maher, Chris Pratt, these lowered expectations of this man, where it's like, we need to say how good of a person he is and that he means well and that his heart is in the right place when he is actually fucking all of us.
Right.
I don't give a fuck if his heart's in the right place. His dumb ass should know not to take a job he can't fucking do.
Right.
God, that's the point. Listen, we all have...
People are going to fucking die because of this dude. And you're like, well, some of it's good. Some of it, I mean, he says drink water. So that part is good. And then he also says, nobody should get vaccinated for the kids. But they're both kind of the equal to, you can't, gotta take the good with the bad.
And you don't think this has nothing to do in correlation with what we talked about yesterday? Measles is up.
Right.
All this shit is up.
Different views here.
Yes.
And when you say, misinformation, disinformation, we could go back to COVID when...
He's connecting circumcision to autism.
May I finish?
Please.
When Fauci were saying when you get the vaccine, you cannot transmit COVID. It will stop COVID. And that was disinformation, misinformation.
We were also still learning about it. It was a novel virus we've never encountered before.
Right.
Because now the doctors will acknowledge that it
and Dr. Fauci has a medical degree.
At the time, they were censoring Bobby because Bobby said, where's the science to show us this? And there wasn't any. But
they were censoring him?
She just saying
What's she mean? Like, she gotta be talking about social media, not the government. The government wasn't censoring him. She probably mean like Twitter or somebody was stopping him from doing vaccine misinformation. She's like, they were censoring him. Also, our knowledge about COVID was developing and evolving But and we covered it every day on this show, all the news, press releases and shit. We weren't catching the government in misinformation. You had stuff where they were developing more, growing more, and look, maybe I just missed it. I swear to God, I do not remember them saying, if you get vaccinated, there's no chance that you can spread COVID.
I don't remember that.
I don't know. Maybe he slipped up and said that shit. I truly do not remember that. Mm-hmm. And 100% without even remembering it, I know for a fact it would have been corrected almost immediately.
Yes, it would
because
have.
That's the kind of fucking government we were living under at the time when it came to Trump's first term, before he could completely go in there and just make these motherfuckers like lie and shit. Mm-hmm. But I remember like the pressure on them to downplay certain things from the Trump perspective, and Trump being at those press conferences fucking lying and telling people inject bleach and shit.
Yes. In fact, what is it? Victor Ming, whatever that stuff was, he was telling people to do too. Either
hydroxychloroquine?
No, ivermectin.
Oh, ivermectin.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
People attacked him and said, you're wrong. So it's like, let's take a step back. I know that's your opinion, and that's okay.
That's your opinion. And here's the thing about that's your opinion. Your husband's in charge. It's not about his opinion, should not be science. It is actually not equal for Sonny Holston to tell you, here's my opinion, and then you to be like, well, that's your opinion, and then he has an opinion. Our science about our health is not supposed to just be fucking opinions. I don't have any qualifications. I've done no research other than reading YouTube, but my opinion is that's some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm mad. Let's get into just some let's see what other random news we got. Arby's is being sued for allegedly deceiving its customers. I be trying to tell people, boy, but they don't want to hear it.
But how they deceiving them?
Mm-hmm. They always be lying. Arby's is known for having the meat. It's actually the meats, I believe.
Yeah, the meats.
While the roast beef sandwiches and curly fries are menu staples, the fast food chain recently made a splash with the return of the loaded Italian sandwich that quickly amped up the hype with the debut of a brand new menu item, steak nuggets, which were trash.
They were not good.
I tried them just because I knew
they were big as shit and
would right up here and lie about them.
I'm so sorry. I tried.
Karen tried them too, guys. So you can't just say it's raw hating.
I'm sorry. They were not good.
They are dry, not tasty nuggets. Now the fast food chain is in the spotlight for a different reason. It turns out Arby's may not have the meats, or at least a class action lawsuit in New York suggests so. In September 2023, Joseph Alongis filed a class action complaint against Arby's in the United States District Court, claiming that Arby's engages in a widespread systemic campaign of deceptive advertising when it comes to the quantity and quality of meat in several of its signature sandwiches. I'm gonna join this lawsuit. According to the case, Arby's is falsely advertising both the quantity and quality of meat, including in its sandwiches, across its advertising channels, including in-store menus, drive-through displays on the chain's website, and in feature photos on the third-party fast food delivery apps. Yes, they never had the meats that's in them pictures. Never. It's honestly like if McDonald's had a picture of a quarter pounder, but it had 7 patties on it. And it was like, get our quarter pounder. Then you get it and it's 1 patty. You like, well, yeah, it's a quarter pounder. It shouldn't have 7. That's what they do with roast beef. Since roast beef, they be like, here's 57 slices of roast beef between 2 dry buns. And you be like, oh, snap, that's a good deal for $12. And then you get it and it's like 1 piece of roast beef and you're like, damn, they got me. When it comes to the quantity of the meat, the suit alleges that sandwiches featured in Arby's ads contain at least 100% more meat.
Somebody doing some math, wasn't it?
You know how mad he had to be to pull out the ruler?
He got that shit tested. He was like, scientists, test this.
He was counting them slices and folds, looking at that picture like that's 12 that's at least 12 to 13 slices.
I'm only seeing 6 here. He pulling them shits apart. You know how hard it is to pull them thin ass slices apart.
He was out there like Michael Douglas and falling down. According to the plaintiff, Arby's achieves this hyperbolic effect through several deceptive techniques, such as placing all of the meat at the front of the sandwich during photo shoots or using other props to exaggerate the portion size. Consumers are thus lured into purchasing overstated menu items, expecting a large meat-packed sandwich, but instead receive a product with significantly fewer ingredients. Consumers allege that they would not have purchased Arby's sandwiches at full cost, if at all, had they known exactly what the sandwich looked like and how much meat it contained. When your number one industry that makes money is cocaine,
you ain't too concerned about quality, huh?
Like, who cares if it's enough
hilarious.
Beef there? They also said that the meats and the roast beef in the ads looks like rare roast beef. But when you actually go get it, it's fully cooked, well done meat.
Oh yeah, they ain't giving you no rare roast beef. They don't want you to get sick.
While fully cooked meat may not seem like a major red flag in terms of health hazards, Arby's sandwiches don't feature rare roast beef as advertised. Thus, the sandwiches fail to meet the quality standard depicted in the promotional materials. Arby's filed a motion to dismiss the false advertiser case, claiming the photos amounted to non-actionable puffery. Oh, y'all out here doing puffery?
Not the puffery.
Oh, y'all the puffery daddies. Y'all gonna put baby oil on them necks? All this puffery y'all doing. That sound like lying to me. Puffery.
Puffery.
The court rejected the company's argument, ruling that the feature photos do not consist of subjective statements of opinion. The court's like, we got eyes. We can see there's 57 slices of rare roast beef in this ad.
They looking like everybody do it. They was like, not like this.
Yeah, y'all do it too much. So yeah, good. Go get them. Hopefully they'll, have to pay a huge fine. They're probably gonna, knowing Arby's, they're gonna try to bribe Trump so they can get a pardon.
That's hilarious.
Oh, I mean it though. I'm not even laughing.
Oh Lord.
They need to go to jail.
Mr. Arby's.
Speaking of going to jail, Derrick Groves, the last of the New Orleans escaped incarcerated people.
It was a bunch of them that got out. They finally
got the last one.
They got the last. How long he been out? 6 months?
Let's see. He
been out a hot minute.
May, and it's October, so like 5 months.
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah, that shit was like the Running Man. People was like keeping track of which ones got caught and when and where and how. Well, he got caught apparently. But the thing that was interesting to me about this, I hate to be a party pooper, but this is why I didn't cover it on the show. Everyone was like so fascinated and happy and laughing about how these dudes was escaping and making fun, and maybe it was like at the expense of the police and something like that. I don't know why it took on the life of jokes that it did, but I kept being like, before I started getting excited about these dudes being on the loose, what they do?
That's a great question. What did they do? Because that matters also.
I was like, I don't want to be out here making fun. Like, I'm laughing, but it's like, yeah, he was the South Side Strangler, and he's been on. But I'm like, I bet he got a wig. That's why you can't find him.
He might have had some extra victims that they don't know about.
He had recently been convicted of 3 counts of second-degree murder. Attempted second-degree murder. So it's confirmed he is the grandson of Kim Groves, who's a 32-year-old mother of 3, whose 1994 murder on the lower Ninth Ward became one of New Orleans' most infamous police corruption cases. The killing was orchestrated by former NOPD officer Lynn Davis.
Damn.
So he's the son of a woman who was murdered and had it covered up by the police.
Oof.
And then he was on the run because he was convicted of 3 counts of attempted second-degree murder. They also revealed that his girlfriend, Dariana Burton, played a role in his escape. Burton is now in custody and charged with conspiracy to commit simple escape after allegedly using the jail's iPad communication system to help coordinate Groves' breakout.
That after the fact shit, fuck that.
Yeah, it was interesting too because they said like, well, actually, you know what? Let me make sure that's true because I just realized I was about to tell y'all something that happened, but then I was like, what's my source? Because I feel like my source was actually a picture off of like Instagram or Twitter. That's not news.
That is not news.
But yeah, let me see if this is okay. Yeah, so it is true apparently. There's well, hold on. This source is now KPEL965.com. We don't got no
real sources.
We don't got. I mean, I know this is black news, but like, you know, AP ain't covering these guys.
No, apparently not. They don't have the staff.
Yeah, report argument with girlfriend may have led to Derrick Groves' capture.
We don't know.
What is the source? While officials have not confirmed the claim, the theory has spread on social media. Okay, well, fuck it. I don't know if that's true. Anyway, they caught the dude. That part is true.
He is in custody. That is a fact.
Yeah, but it's wild that people were like, I don't know. Maybe we're just all fucking dark as hell right now, but it's kind of weird. People was like, haha, they got away. Y'all ain't never gonna find them. I was like, what did they do?
Right, y'all might fuck around to be the next victim laughing.
Yeah, like if we look up and y'all laughing and it's like, yeah, since being out they've committed 7 assaults, we'll be like, police, y'all gonna catch them? Y'all ready to do y'all work?
The jokes is over now.
Can y'all get on top of this or what?
Right, all of a sudden it ain't funny no more, is it?
All right, let's see, I'll do one more. Steak and Shake is going to install the tallest and biggest American flags at all restaurants.
Child, ain't this probably them fucking ass shoestring fries that you feel like you're crunching on fried onion skins? What is y'all talking about? Get out my face.
That is them, Karen. But I also find it weird that they're like, I think they're like a conservative leaning restaurant, meaning like their Twitter account, they talked a bunch of shit. I forget what was I think Cracker Barrel had taken the man off the logo, and here comes Steak and Shake like, we would never do that. We gonna put 2 men on our logo. Like, and I was like, what is Steak and Shake weirdly sucking up to these conservatives trying to like get the conservative dollar? Because what else? Why are you even involved in this?
Right, and guess what? They not gonna come. I don't know why you think they're gonna show their asses up. They'll go to Cracker Barrel before they go to Steak and Shake.
Yeah, were they just like trying to hone in on the angry people leaving Cracker Barrel to be like, you know, Steak and Shake is right there. Yeah, Steak and Shake slams Cracker Barrel over controversial new logo change. They like Steak and Shake got involved in this shit. And so anyway, now they are going full patriotism, you know, patriotism, the big flag kind. And they put out this Instagram post that's a huge flag with a bunch of employees standing under the huge flagpole. And it says the flag installations have begun at Steak and Shake. Every Steak and Shake is getting the tallest and biggest American flag that local governments will allow. Steak and Shake proudly supports American values and traditions. You think they gonna think the conservative people gonna go eat there now?
No, they not. They wouldn't eat there before, and they wouldn't eat there now.
Right. Musk wrote,
we've eaten there before, and it has never been nothing home to write about.
Elon Musk wrote on Twitter, I'm ordering from there tomorrow.
He lying.
You know his billionaire ass ain't.
He wouldn't be caught dead.
He would choke to death on a goddamn Steak and Shake.
Yeah, he would. all that gluten in that shit. No, it's
Right.
child.
McDonald's is Trump's favorite, and McDonald's don't even be out here, showing that cleavage the way y'all just did. Steak and Shake. Have some decency about yourself. Have some pride. Good grief.
McDonald's like, we still want everybody, but they was like, Republican buy Big Macs too.
They don't care. Is my point.
Right.
McDonald's just don't give a fuck. They're like, yeah, he wanna. That's fine. Y'all shouldn't have voted for him.
And I don't blame them for that. But they was like, oh, this one on y'all.
Right. They fine. They don't care.
Right.
But Steak and Shake is so fucking thirsty. Like stop showing all that leg. What's wrong with y'all? I'm trying to get them to pull over to the side. All right. Let's move on and get into let's do some fucking with black people. I haven't done that one in a while. Pull up the music.
Fucking with black people. Fucking with black people. Fucking with black people. Fucking with black people.
All right. Let's see here. Fucking with black people. Paula Deen breaks silence on N-word scandal in new documentary. Paula Deen back.
She never really left. She just like her audience was kind of still there. And if you could still go on Food Network and find all her recipes. They was like, yeah, you might be gone, but if anybody go back and watch some of your old episodes, we still have recipes still here, y'all.
Okay. Well, she's broken her silence. She got a new documentary, Canceled, the Paula Deen story. It premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival. Man, racism is so back. It's so back, dog.
Yeah, if Trump can do it, anybody can do it.
Everybody back.
People fail to realize Trump literally opened the door to every crook, every con, anybody that has like did any scandals that before we'd have had shame and embarrassed them. They was like, y'all voted in a whole ass sexual assault criminal in office. Like that's what y'all did. Well, then I didn't do that shit. So if
many of them voted for him. Many of them voted for him. I think part of his votes was from this part of society that really feels like y'all went too far making us be accountable for how we was acting and doing shit. So now we got to have Trump because if he's back, everyone's back.
Yep. If he's back, everybody back.
When I say I lost everything within 24 hours, I lost every job I had. Food Network was first to jump off, then Walmart, Target. It was just everybody, Dean said.
Yeah, because she used to sell like them hams and shit from Smithfield's. Yes.
This is something that ate at my gut every day, she told the Hollywood Reporter. I would have been fine had the whole story been told, had the real story been told. They took this woman who was a known liar. They took her word and ran with it. And no one ever investigated any further. I was not going to be happy until the world saw the truth. I still remember they also had the black dude that worked there that wasn't getting paid. That was, Anyway, I guess she's depending on us to move on. This would be a good time for that new podcast about Did We Forget?
It would be great, yes.
They asked me a question. This group of attorneys from an established, well-thought-out firm, they were horrible. They were horrible. I do declare, the lawyer sitting there with me never opened his mouth, not one time. So when they asked that question about the N-word, I said, yes, of course. I'm 65 years old at the time and raised in the South. I said, yes, of course. Saying, why did you say you did say the N-word when they did the deposition? So it took her 18 years, but she finally got it. She finally figured it. She like, no, I thought they meant, did I ever say it in my entire 65 years
I didn't
life?
realize it's been 18 years. It's been a hot minute. Then.
I don't know how long.
Okay, I'm about to say, but it's been a while.
I've been, I was just quoting Snoop Dogg. She stressed that the word has long since been removed from her vocabulary. But that word has been out of our vocabulary now for a long time. And I said, you can ask my oldest grandchild. You could say that word to him and he would ask what it meant and not have a clue. My daddy taught me when I was a teenager. He told me, I don't ever want to hear you being mean or rude to anyone. That's how I was raised. Now go on, stick a butter in your mouth directly and then chew on this lard.
In your veins, take this needle.
Mm-hmm. Sound like she's trying to make a comeback, Karen. 0 to 100.
I'm going to give it a big. It's sad. So much time has passed, and my thing was for me when it first happened. All her shit went on sale, and so like a lot of people, I know a lot of people stopped buying her shit because it it dropped in price and shit like that.
It's taking you a long time to get this score.
I know, because I'm debating about it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not that mad, y'all.
I can see
I'm
it boiling in your eyes.
I am not that mad.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because you're about
coons will be coons. What do you want me to say?
Yeah, because you are talking to somebody who got and this has been years ago. My mama wanted the air fryer. And Paula Deen had the only air fryer that was user friendly for my mama. So, bitch, I bought it.
I don't know what's so hilarious. Oh, I know. You're a coon.
And she loved it because she probably don't even.
I'm gonna let you slide on that comment.
Network.
Next comment, you get blocked, sent into eternity.
I guess so. I ain't that mad.
Look at the coons. Look at the coons. Always cooning for you. Look at the coons.
Where the coons at? Where the coons at? Where they at? Where they at? Where they at? Where the coons
I guess so.
Where the coons at? Where they at? Where they at? Where they at? Some of y'all Negroes are sick.
Wait, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. These Negroes don't know nothing about history. These Negroes don't know. Let me get this straight.
Did you even give the score?
I was at a 50. I'm not that bothered. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm not that mad at that white woman. There's other things to be a lot more mad about than Paula Deen.
Okay, you mad? So it's the rest of my fault.
Damn, boss. You really do hate black people. No. I love black people. I hate incompetent, thick-lipped, scratch where it don't itch Negroes like you. Y'all keep us acting like newly freed slaves.
It's our fault.
I tell my mom I'll never be like any of those Negroes.
Never.
Drakars for Paula Deen. A permanent Drakars. I have not forgotten. I'm keeping that same energy. Permanent Drakars. And then trying to like play this shit off is crazy. The Southern plantation style where she dressed the black waiters as slaves. Like, I ain't forgot that shit. You said that when you swore to tell the whole truth in that deposition. Now you gonna wait 12 years later, hope we fucking forgot about the shit. Let Trump come back and you like, am I even the biggest deal? You're not the biggest deal, which is why we don't have to have you back. You wasn't doing nothing for me. You just a lady that put too much lard and butter in her food and be like, and everybody's like, God damn, that's delicious. You know what's good? Lard covered corn.
Yes, lard over anything.
You ever put sugar on broccoli?
Not sugar on broccoli.
That Paula Deen sure can cook. He can call me the N-word. I don't think so. I have not fucking forgotten. This is Jakars forever. Jackson, I won't forget. Yeah, she had Lisa Jackson, who was a black woman that was one of her former restaurant managers. She's basically like, oh, she just lied. She's just the biggest liar. Everybody knows she be lying. She be lying. She said, well, what I would really like is a bunch of little N-words to wear long sleeve white shirts, black shorts, and black bow ties. You know, I'm in the Shirley Temple days. They used to tap dance around. Paula Deen laughed and said, now that would be a true Southern wedding, wouldn't it? But we can't do that because the media would be on me about that. This is when the Jackson, what was her first name? Lisa Jackson was telling all the business. All right. Anyway, Karen says 50. I said cars. Let's see. What about this one? I don't even remember what this one is.
And they say we agree on everything. We do not.
No, hell no. People know I'm a proud black person. I would never. Oh yeah, Alfonso Ribeiro made the rounds on social media. You may know him as Carlton. You may also know him from his love of white women.
White bitch.
Blonde white women. So he apparently went to the Tunnel, the club in New York back in the day. And I guess he was sounding a little bit different. He's sounding like this.
First off, Alfonso Ribeiro, what's going on, Big Daddy? Man, I'm just chilling, just trying to be out, have a good time. Get back in New York for a minute, so I gotta step up. I know you're really from New York, and you did the tap dance, skate here and whatnot. Then Silver Spoons, and some other projects. You used to get the Michael Jackson Pepsi commercials. Yeah, right? Many years back, when I was a little younger. A little small, brother. What's going on new for Alfonso Ribeiro? The show's going. The show's going great, man. We're getting good ratings still. We got picked up for next season, so we're going to be coming back at least next year. We're doing our thing, you know what I mean? So it's like, we have a good time. I'm trying to get back into music. I'm singing and stuff like that. I'm trying to direct. So, a whole bunch of stuff I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get live, Are you going to be performing anywhere in the New York area? I know you're doing the show and everything, but with the singing, is there anything coming up? You think about doing Broadway plays and things like that again? Well, one day, I definitely want to come back to New York and do some Broadway again, but right now, it's hard with the show, but you can't really get that much time. So, I'll come back.
I like how he threw in the Broadway part of it. He's just a shapeshifter, man. Like that man completely went back to just like, listen, you know what I'm saying? Listen, son, know what I mean? Like so
what's
fast.
His phrase in that video? Can you dance?
Can you rap?
Okay, can you rap?
Yeah.
Time though, trying to get back here and do my thing. That's where I started, so I gotta come back to here. How's your doing, man? He's all right. Yeah, he's chilling, got his baby, he's having a good time, man. Karen wants to see how it's going on. Yeah, well, we got some pretty ladies on the show with us. Tatiana went and grew up on us. You like the shout out?
He's like, I would never sleep with them because they black, but yeah, they are pretty.
Shout out? I give a shout out to my boy Will, all the people on the show.
So that's Alfonso Ribeiro, Carlton, giving us the the other him as opposed to the him we heard at the other concert.
For me, because there's some hot white out here tonight. Hey Alfonso, now I gotta say, listen, I have been known to fuck some white girls in my lifetime. Yeah! Come on, okay, now I have spent my life on some TMZ, yes. And every time you see me in a club, guess who I walk out with? Who? A lovely blonde white chick. Yeah.
Shout out to the hype man. The hype man made this clip a white bitch.
Why was that white man so excited?
He was hype.
Why were you so excited to know this black man had sex with white women? Anyway, so that's the two sides of Alfonso Ribeiro. Karen, do you feel fucked with as a black person at all?
No.
0 for Karen. For Carlton and his code switching.
Mm-mm.
I give it a 50. I guess I'm feeling more militant than y'all today. Yeah, I still get that with a 50. This nigga is so fucking ridiculous. Shitting on Tyler Perry. You could have been in them Tyler Perry movies. Just talk the black way. You could have been in there. You don't have to be mad. Oh, what a damn coon for that. You know what I'm saying? We got some pretty ladies on the show. Nah, I mean, I'm about to get back up into my rap thing. Just shout out to Will and all the other people on the show. You know what I'm saying? Like he know them the only black people he know.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, you want to shout out anybody? Shout out to my accountant, Margaret.
Come on, Margaret.
Oh boy. All right. We can move off of this. Let's get into talk about next? Oh yeah, I guess we do some white people news real quick. How about that? People like that. They like the white hits. Alfonso Ribeiro likes them. Here we go.
White people news, we're bringing egg salad to the barbecue. We might be problematic or a little bit stiff. The sun's really harsh on our fragile pink skin. It's white people news.
I'll see what the whites are up to. Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau. You know who Justin Trudeau is?
Yeah, he's somebody in the he's over country.
Canada.
Yes, I'm about to say I know he was over a country. I couldn't remember which one.
He was like their prime minister or president or something.
Yes.
Well, apparently they dating, and we know because they was hugged up on top of a yacht, including him palming a cheek. You can see it right there if you zoom in. Yeah. California girl singer Katy Perry and former Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau were spotted kissing while on a yacht off the coast of Santa Barbara, as seen in photos obtained by the Daily Mail October 12th. Perry, 40, Trudeau, 53, could also be seen embracing and cuddling. In one photo, Trudeau is cradling Perry's backside while they rode the waves. Well, as a butt palmer myself, I mean, I have no choice but to respect this man. That's a classic move. She's like, I'm hugging you, and he's like, and I would like to touch your booty. I get it.
She didn't skip leg day.
The rumored couple first linked in July when they were seen walking the dog before stepping out for a meal together. At the time, Perry had announced her split from her ex-fiance Orlando Bloom, with whom she shares 5-year-old daughter Daisy Dove Bloom.
He's an actor.
Yep.
Yes.
He was in Pirates of the Caribbean. 1 month prior, although also I get him confused with Jude Law a lot. Like, honest to God, them two dudes are the same dude to me. I don't know. I don't know that they look similar. They are just the same.
Oh.
They to me. I don't know why I get them confused. They just the same guy. Anyway, meanwhile, Trudeau separated from his wife, Sophie Gregory, with whom he shares 3 children in 2023 after 18 years of marriage. So they both single. It's legal. Mm-hmm. They can date.
Yes, they can.
So they out here. He palming ass on the yacht. Meanwhile, his estranged wife shared a cryptic quote about changing love after steamy Katy Perry pics surfaced. So she went on her IG and posted, "The people, the places, and even the moments that once felt intimate, time ask us to not cling to them, and yet we do." The former TV host shared in an Instagram video, "I do because to hold on feels safer than to let go. But love was never about possession. It was always about presence." I hear you, girl. That's deep. You know you be going through it when you start posting stuff like that on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
She believes that when people release what they cannot keep, they in turn make space for truth of connection, intimacy, the memory, and the lesson. Grief also lives there, she added, explaining that her father recently died and she learned that grief always comes with grace. So maybe love's deepest teaching is to stand open-hearted in the face of impermanence, she mused, to honor what has been and trust that letting go is also a form of keeping us inside us where no loss can erase it away. I feel like that's very beautiful, the sentiment, but also I know they was in the comments tagging Katy Perry. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It was like, girl, I guess she ain't talking about you. The Closer Together author encouraged her followers to take a breath and reflect on someone they had to release and how it still lives inside them. That is love's endurance. That is what carries us forward. So I will just remind people once again, almost all advice on social media is advice for the person that's talking.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime they be like, we just thought you should know. Mm-hmm. Like, how you know I need to release some grief for the person that I need to let go? Let's be honest. This about you and your ex.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not knocking her. I'm just saying,
Right.
You know, this is really
a lot of people do. We all
you talking
do
to
it.
yourself right now, like this is what I need. I need to let this nigga go. He's on my last nerve, palming ass on the boat. They used to meet my cheeks. Howard Stern denies Oprah feud after criticizing her showing off wealth. I don't hate Oprah. I would sit down to talk, but I think she's afraid. So he recently appeared on Andy Cohen Live and denied having a feud with Oprah despite his history of criticizing the TV icon. He called out Oprah in 2022 for showing off her wealth on social media, and he made headlines in 2004 after publicly calling the FCC to investigate Oprah's daytime talk show. The FCC was coming at Stern at the time, so he argued that Oprah should also be targeted because her show covered questionable material like teenage sex. I think about who are Howard's. First of all, I just want to say, that's such a stretch to be like, you know, they hate each other. He hates her because 2004 he said something one time, in 2022 he said something like I thought y'all would have had a little more evidence than that. Not saying he can't have a problem with her, but you know, that's like 18 years. I think about who are Howard Stern kind of enemies at this point of punching bags, Andy Cohen said, and I get the sense that you've either publicly or privately kind of mended fences with them. But it seems like Oprah might be the only kind of Howard Stern foe or enemy that you still have. No, I love Oprah. I follow Oprah. I enjoy watching Oprah. When asked by Cohen if he's ever spoken to Oprah, he said, never. I think she's afraid. I know Gayle King very well, and I think at one point she suggested, we should get together with Oprah. And I said, you better check with Oprah. You better. Don't surprise her with me. Stern added that he is fascinated by Oprah, explaining, I like sometimes how Oprah is so unaware. Maybe she is aware, but I suspect I'm an Oprah follower, but sometimes she's unaware of the sort of way she shows her wealth. I couldn't do that. I'm not saying she's wrong. We all know she's wealthy, but I think in the world right now, there's such disparity between those who have and those who have not, and it's only getting worse. So I find it funny, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you I don't find it funny. I go, wow, Oprah is unapologetically wealthy and good for her, but I don't hate Oprah at all. I think she's brilliant. So I guess in 2022, he said about her Instagram, you see her estates, her gardens, the people who service her, and you know, she's got servants and like people cooking. It's fucking wild. She knows how to be rich. She kind of like shows it off, which is something I'm not comfortable with. I don't think that people should show off their wealth. Oprah never responded to his criticisms. Stern said, I would sit down with Oprah for a new interview, but Oprah wouldn't sit down with me. I think Oprah feels, you know what? Oprah doesn't need it. You know what? I'm going to advise Oprah stay away from me because you don't need it. I feel like he think a lot about Oprah. Maybe I was wrong. I was like, well, he only got these 2 incidents in 2000, but maybe he's thought a lot about Oprah, and I do appreciate the self-awareness of him being like, why would she she don't need to do a Howard Stern interview. She's already Oprah. Right. It's nothing I can do other than just, be nosy and make fun of some shit. But I do appreciate, this is a very light beef. If this is beef, I wouldn't even call it that.
No, this is not beef.
I'm not even sure it's beef. Like, he seemed kind of self-aware in the whole thing.
She just living her best life, not even paying that nigga no attention.
Yeah, he's not even in her top, 100 haters, if you know anything about Oprah.
Ain't that the truth?
This is some light work. This is nothing. I feel like she would sit him down on her palatial estate, have the servants bring over some food and some tea, and he'd be like a puppy in her lap. I think she would have this man wrapped around her ankle in seconds. I feel like what he said was almost complimentary. Like, she knows how to be rich. I don't really know how to be okay being a rich guy. I just gotta never show that I got nice shit and do cool, awesome stuff, even though I do.
Right.
She just willing to be on Instagram like, yes, this is my field that I make my wine from. I have people go out there and make my wine. Mm-hmm. Yes, I live
vineyard.
Right, I live in my vineyard. One of my houses is in my vineyard. And if you get too far from the other house, then you can stay in the main estate. But you know how it is, guys. That's Gail's house over there. All right, let's see. We'll do one last one. Two more. Kiss rocker Gene Simmons.
That's the main singer. I'm assuming so.
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay, yes.
But I don't know.
Oh, okay.
How just white people news, Karen.
That's the only person I know that name right there.
Right.
The rest of them I wouldn't know.
Yeah. If he's not the lead singer, they really got to work on their PR.
Yeah, they do.
He's the only one I know.
He's the only one I know the name of.
Gene Simmons was taken to the hospital after getting in a car crash in Malibu, and he's now at home recuperating. He's 76 years old. He crashed his vehicle into a parked car on the Pacific Coast Highway on Tuesday after apparently passing out or fainting inside his Lincoln Navigator. He says he's doing fine. He informed deputies he passed out or fainted before the collision. His wife, Shannon Tweed, 68, told the news outlet Simmons is now recovering at home after passing out during the accident. Don't sound like they said why or how,
Is it medical?
Is it drugs?
Right.
Because I feel like if it's drugs, the police might have said something.
Yeah. It might have been age, who knows?
In 2023 made headlines for suffering from dehydration, but they always say that's code for like drugs. Like they always be like, that's what we used to say back in the day whenever a pop star got too fucked up and had to go to rehab or go to the hospital or drug overdose. It's like, oh, it's dehydration. He recently had his medication changed by his doctor and now needs to drink more water, is what his wife said. And that's as far as we need to investigate it, because we can trust these white folks. Stay out of their business. He didn't hit a person, hit a parked car.
Yeah, I've done that before.
He can afford it. Brittany, see, Karen making excuses. I've done it too. You've done cocaine?
No, I have not.
Britney Spears would stand silently in teen son's room at night with a knife in her hand, claims her ex, Kevin Federline. I guess he's like, free Britney, lock Britney up. Britney Spears' sons claim that the this can't be right. Britney Spears' sons claim that the pop star would watch them as they slept with a knife in her hand, according to their dad, Kevin Federline's bombshell new memoir. That sentence does not make sense.
Right. Are we talking about him or the kids? Because there is a difference between those statements.
You're saying this is all him saying it.
Yes.
And you're pretending that he's saying my sons would tell me this, but you're saying anyway. Kevin Federline, 47, relays the knife incident, which he says happened more than once in his new memoir, You Thought You Knew. That one wasn't taken. That title's are. Oh, well, you can name books the same thing, but man, thought somebody else would have had You Thought You Knew already. They would awaken sometimes at night to find her standing silently in the doorway watching them sleep. Oh, you're awake with a knife in her hand, Federline reportedly writes. Then she'd turn around and pad off without explanation. Federline and Spears, 43, were married in 2004 to 2007 and endured a messy custody battle over their sons, who are now 20 and 19. A rep for Spears did not respond immediately. So there you go. Kevin Federline said Britney out here playing with them knives.
Yeah, and he wasn't the first, but he was one of them dudes that was like, I want spousal support. Like, it was like a big thing back in the day where he was like, nope, I want half.
Oh no, it was a big deal. I remember that. All right, let's go to the next one. We haven't done this in a minute.
We're going to war. The gender war. There's a war going on outside. Gender war. There's a war going on outside. Gender war.
All right, gender wars time. Once again, we're not necessarily debating or arguing these things as much as we're evaluating how much gender war can we get out of this content.
Yes.
And today's video is from a person who is always big in the gender wars, Aisha Curry.
Okay.
I guess she did a interview with the Call Her Daddy person.
Okay.
And this is what they talked about.
4 kids. Did you always knew you wanted a big family?
No. So I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be career girl and that's it. And I had my eyes set on my goals. And I was never the little girl that like dreamt about the wedding dress and all of that. And then it happened so early in my life. So it's like, it's one of those things like you don't know what you actually don't know what you want.
It's so hard also to be the woman in a situation where you're like, men just don't get as much scrutiny. Like they can maybe tell him like, your fucking shots suck tonight, but like the looks and all of that is just like not a factor of conversation as much.
No.
Did you talk to Steph about it? Like, or did you kind of keep it within yourself so it didn't?
I do not have a bone in my body that can keep anything to myself. So if it comes to mind, it's coming out. And he's so gracious. Like he tries to resonate with me, but he just can't. And he also comes from a place of like, it's effing stupid. Like, it's not true. So why? And I'm like, but wait, like, listen to how it makes me feel. And he's like, but why does it make you feel like that? It's not real. After we got married, we found out we were pregnant with our daughters so quickly. I didn't even have time to think about what I wanted anymore. It's so interesting. I spent my entire life like trying to work towards something, and then it kind of just disappeared, and I didn't think twice about it. But after my daughter turned 1, I remember there being a shift and being like, I have goals for myself. Like, this doesn't feel right. I love being a mom, but I love doing other things too. And I need to get my shit together and figure out what that looks like for myself now.
If I have a career and I'm not home, like did you experience that?
I still experience that. I still experience that. I'm always in therapy talking about this. If you lose all of those things that,
it's almost done. It's 10 seconds left.
Were interesting about you, even for yourself, like even the things that made me feel confident and cool, then what are you doing?
All right, so it is edited,
Yes, you can hear the chops.
Like, I don't know what questions and content. Like, I'm sure you could go listen to the whole podcast and get the full, what was said. But you can tell that it is edited. But I have to say, this is very unique gender wars content because it's not content that was seeking the fight. But honest to God, I think this is a 10 out of 10. I think this is it's so much stuff that gets people fighting. It's Aisha Curry.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like her.
They already like arguing about her.
They do. They love arguing about her.
And she said spicy stuff in the past. We talked about it on the show. But so you got that. Then you got like this manosphere thing around Steph and NBA players in sports that even if Steph is cool about it, they're not.
Yeah.
And they're like, how dare this ungrateful bitch? She got the one man in the NBA that don't be cheating, and he just a good brother, and he done provided everything. He got all these millions of dollars. You can't just raise the babies and be. So you got those guys, right? You got women on both sides. There's women that still won't let go. That time that she was talking about women wearing a little bit of clothes, and it was obvious she was talking about people trying to holler at her man. But they still were like, fuck that. You shouldn't have said nothing, right? But so you got those people that won't ever really truly feel like they can have her back. Or if they do, it comes with a bunch of caveats. I don't like her, but that shit. Then you got women that are like, in addition to identifying with it, but also women who are just like pro like things that make these men get mad. So they like, oh, so y'all, she got to be, you got that vibe. I truly think it don't seem like it on his face. I truly think whoever edited that and put that out, that was 10 out of 10. We just were a week ago having Killer Mike jumping in Steph Curry's business.
Yeah.
And Steph having to tell him, not you, Mike. I can't believe this. Killer Mike, stay out of my marriage. I think her shit is her shit is kind of like Jada Pinkett shit. It's almost always gonna be a 10 out of 10. They don't miss when it comes to just people that people will always argue about their opinions, about their marriage, about their
see that. Yes.
love life, about other people's relationship. They are such a lightning rod, and it wouldn't seem like that because Aisha don't really seem like she's out here. But when she does pop out, and she's anything about honest about her own happiness or her, like, you know, the choices she's had to make, or how everything on the outside doesn't always look like it. It might look great to other people, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's great for her. Blah blah blah. She's rich. She's with that guy. I think she's gonna always be a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. But what's your rating?
I can see that, and I guess that's because I give it 2 scores, a 10 and then a 0, because it's like, okay, it's a 10 because y'all niggas gonna always argue, but it's also a 0 because she's just talking like from my perspective, I'm like, she didn't say anything, like you say, from the normal standard of I'm starting, like my whole thing is to.
I think that's why it's so seeking. Like you wouldn't. This is not seeking.
No.
I'll put it this way. I think it is seeking gender wars because the podcast Call Her Daddy. That's how they, like, I'm not saying they're wrong for it, but like they go viral off of like women talking about sex and love and life and stuff like that. And like they're not controversial to me, but it's a very like feminist space. Like it's just, you know, whether it's not perfectly feminist, whether it's just white feminism TM, but like this, I don't think they knew they would tap into the black culture where black people would be arguing about it. But like, that content was meant for everyone to see it, put it that way, even if it wasn't as nakedly almost comical as some of the shit we cover, where it's just like, I just think these females need to, like, it doesn't have to be that for it to work. I think it's much more effective than a lot of those videos because we can even sense the desperation and we go, I'm not going to argue about this bullshit. These two people are faking. People are going to argue about this because that was real.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of people argue more about the realness of things. And also, shout out to the editor because they edited, because like I say, if you hear the long form, your opinion might change. If you hear exactly. like everything in like its full context. But when I have to take a hour and a half, 2 hours, however long they talk, 45 minutes, and condense it to like 60 seconds, basically. Like who the editor was like, I'm gonna edit things and I'm gonna chop and screw it to where it'll get your attention, to where for a lot of people they probably will go actually listen to the entirety of the podcast or watch the YouTube.
And my guess is those that did that probably don't even have a problem. Like, because it's not like people's like, I listened to the podcast and I'm upset with what she said on the podcast. But like I said, 10 out of 10 for me. But I totally understand your rating. It's because it's not your typical bullshit. But I think that's why it works, is because the kind of person that typically will be like, I'm not even gonna talk about these things, they'll talk about this because it's like, no, this is authentic, this is real, I'm not being tricked by the algorithm,
right? Because a lot of people are like fake
this is not fake, this is real. And I think all the people who are normally tricked by fake stuff and argue about that bullshit, they will argue about this too, because this is real too. So I think it actually caught more fish, more flies with honey. I think that's right. All right. I guess we can wrap this up, man. Let's go to some Sword Ratchetness and then get out of here. No show tomorrow. And no Balls Deep this week. You couldn't get the schedule together. Justin is doing much stuff. And the next time we do Balls Deep will be not this Saturday, but the Saturday after that, because he's just that busy.
Okay.
So we'll be doing it then. I'll let you guys premium people know the time. And yeah, so that's it. So all right, let's do some Sword Ratchetness. All right, Sword Ratchetness time. Museum official fired after rejecting Trump administration's weird sword request. A museum director said he was fired after refusing to give President Donald Trump a sword from former President Dwight D. Eisenhower's collection.
You can't have that, bitch. No.
Trump had intended to give the sword to King Charles during his state visit to the UK recently, but settled for a replica. The Dwight D. Eisenhower Presidential Library and Museum in Abilene, Kansas denied an administration representative's email request for the sword.
Right. Y'all can't give our shit to another country. We're supposed to be preserving this. The fuck is wrong with you?
The museum said it and all other artifacts there were the property of the U.S. government and were preserved for the American public.
Right.
This week, the director of the museum, the only five-star general, Eisenhower, who's the only five-star general to become president, I don't know why they added that part. Anyway, the director of the museum was ousted. I never imagined that I would be fired from almost 30 years in government service for this. Arrington said his direct supervisor delivered the news that he'd be asked to resign and that the order came from higher ups because he wouldn't give this child a sword.
Right.
He was doing the right thing. He was trying to stop us from sword ratchetness. Trump was going to fucking put someone's eye out. Arrington told CBS that officials accused him of breaching trust. Apparently, they believed I could no longer be trusted with confidential information, he said.
By telling him, no, you can't take something. No other president ever fucking asked for this shit.
One administration official told CBS he thought Arrington had criticized the president and the administration, which Arrington denied. Trump has pushed, because they probably found the news from a fucking picture off of Instagram. Trump has pushed to acquire other historical items before. It was reported earlier this year he sought the actual Declaration of Independence moved from the National Archives building to the Oval Office, but common sense prevailed. Did it? They probably just say, if I was them, I would just say, yeah, we did it, and they just lie. Like, even if I was this guy, I was like, yeah, I resigned. Anyway, I'll see how it work tomorrow, man. Don't worry, he ain't gonna check.
Me and he gonna check, see if I'm on the payroll.
Right. I'll just bring that motherfucker like a sheet of paper with 7 years ago. He'd be like, oh, Declaration of Independence, got it. Like, he don't even know that's the Gettysburg Address.
Yeah, they probably got that shit hard drilled into the ground. It was like, we're not unbolting the Declaration of Independence to move it to the White House.
First of all, Nicolas Cage stole it years ago.
Yeah, he did.
He also has a long-standing beef with the National Archives because the institution alerted the FBI that Trump didn't return classified documents from his first term, which prompted the Mar-a-Lago raid in 2022.
You stole the shit.
Yeah. So anyway, shout out to you, man. You're a real patriot for standing up to this tyrant and this baby child and being like, no, you can't fucking have a sword till you can give it to Charles or whatever. Just stop.
Right. And that's so funny you do that. What happened if they be like, no, we're not going to take it? You know what I'm saying? Like, they be
not going to take it?
Would they take the sword?
King Charles?
Yes.
I have no idea.
I mean, it'd be embarrassing. He go through all this trouble to get there, and they'd be like, that's a national treasure. We don't want your sword. We got plenty of swords of our own.
Yeah, I don't know. Right. He's just going to tell him it's the greatest sword ever or some shit. You know he is. All right, y'all. That's it. Thanks for listening. We'll be back Saturday. So until then, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye, everyone.